Okay. So tell me the P2P cycle, okay, with accounting entry.
So P2P cycle means it is completely departmentable, but where accounting entries it will involve from FI to directly, then we can involve in the OBYC configuration. So first P2P cycle means based on the production, based on the goods and services, based on the products preparing for manufacturing purpose, we need to material. So that is material acquisition. So based on the material acquisition, based on the material acquisition, they will generate the purchase acquisition. So once purchase acquisition generated, they will raise the quotation from different vendors in market. Once we will finalize the vendor, then we can place the purchase order to the, we can place purchase order to any vendor. So purchase acquisition is ME 51 transaction. In that ME 51 transaction, we can update the entire what and all the materials required. At the same time, purchase order ME 21, and in that purchase order, we can update the entire details, how many material we want, what are the price we can fix it, and delivery time, after delivery also terms and conditions, any payment or this kind of all the discuss, so we can update it in the PO order with the help of purchase requisition serial number. So once purchase order placed, then we can receive the goods and services based on the purchase order. So the up to these goods and services received, it is from the MyGo transaction. So inventory raw material account debit to GRIR account to GRIR clearing account credit to. This is the MyGo transaction, WE transaction, W document type. And Myro transaction, that is invoice received. After goods received, we can verify with goods, then the invoice verification is done. That is GRIR clearing account debit to and vendor account credit to. So these two transactions posted by the user, but it automatically updated in mostly 95% of invoices. It will be done in side only. But the end user post this transaction, MyGo transaction, but it will automatically updated in FI level. How it will updated means there is in a configuration OBYC. We need to activate it BSX and WRX. BSX for inventory raw material, WRX for GRI transaction. So once we can activate it, some additional requirements like based on the raw material valuation class, valuation area, that is purely people handling. So once material invoice also updated, then payment process. If you are not using the BRS, then vendor account data to bank account. So if you are using BRS or EBRS, the entries it will be separate. That is vendor account debit to, check issue outgoing clearing account credit to. Later when we will receive the bank statement, check issue outgoing clearing account debit to and vendor account, main bank account to credit to. This is the flow as per our finance department required.
So tell me where the taxation comes.
Taxation like
GST and withholding tax.
So in withholding point of view I didn't involve, but GST point of view I involve. GST means nothing but whenever we purchase a goods and raw material from supplier, at the same time we are.
No, tell me the accounting entry.
Accounting entry.
Okay. Where it will come GST account.
Okay. So for example, when we purchase any raw material from vendor, so inventory raw material account debit to and input tax GST account debit to and vendor account credit to. So at the same time, when we can customer point of view, customer account debit to sales account.
Inventory account debit or GRR account debit. So GST will come in MIGO and MyGo.
GST entry. Myro transaction, invoice verification time, it will add the GST.
So tell me the accounting entry with the GST.
Okay, inventory raw material account debit to, input tax GST account to debit to, and vendor account credit to.
Why inventory will debit in MyGo?
Once again.
Why inventory will debit in MyGo?
So that is a normal entry. Basically, when you are posting the entry in FB60 also, whenever you are receiving the raw material, so we need to update the debit side because raw material comes under the.
No, but debit side you update added on MIGO, not here, not added on MyGo.
No.
Migo, you post inventory account debit to GRR, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And Myro, GRR account,
GRIR,
not an
clearing.
inventory account.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you
Sir.
told me inventory account.
Yes.
So inventory is not in Myro.
Sorry, confused.
Okay. Until and then there is a, the value mismatch or something.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the O2C cycle similarly.
Similarly, order to cash means that is also when SD side user posts any transaction like a billing document. Like for example, when you receive the sales order from the customer, so then cost entry is cost of goods sold or cost of goods manufacturing account debit to, and cost of goods sold account debit to, and inventory finished goods, cost of goods sold, cost of goods manufacturing account debit to, and inventory finished goods account to credit to. So once material dispatch, then billing time is customer account debit to, sales account to credit to. So there is a VKOA transaction, and here
and then what about the GST? What is with the accounting entry with GST?
GST means, for example, customer account debit to, and sales account credit to, and output tax account to credit to.
Output sales
Output sales, whatever the percentage we fixed on the product, that output sales product, it will be reflected.
What about the receipt entry?
Once again,
receipt collection entry.
Asset collection.
Invoice receipt collection.
Okay, when customer invoice receipt, right? Okay, whatever, any customer or vendor invoice, right?
Customer receipt collection. Collection entry is what? We collect the money.
Yes, yes, customer payment.
What is
right?
the accounting entry?
Accounting entry means our main. If you are using, if you are not using the BRS, main bank account debit to, and customer account credit to. If you are using the BRS, incoming clearing account debit to, and customer account credit to. Later when you receive the bank statement, so main bank account debit to, incoming clearing account credit to.
But is it okay to not maintain BRS? Why we say that we are not using BRS? Why? How will you keep the track of outgoing and incoming?
So if you are using the BRS, so how system it will be clear the open items is based on the EBRS interpreted algorithm.
No, that is fine. You worked in accounting, correct?
Yes.
As a domain.
Yes.
Don't explain me the process, okay? I'm just asking you the question.
So why we are using the BRS, right?
As a finance person, why we will not suggest that don't use the BRS?
So
BRS should be the part of our recipe, correct?
Yes. So if you are not using the BRS, mainly
no, why? But in what scenario you will not use BRS? Why?
So what scenario means whenever we issue the vendor payment, so that is our prior, with our prior we can issue the check to the vendor. So then automatically vendor account debit to, check issue outgoing clearing account credit to. That is our prior notice. That transaction we are not using the BRS, like a manual entry.
You didn't get my question, I think. Okay.
Yes,
so
please.
As a finance person,
okay.
I am asking you, okay, why I should not do BRS in SAP? Why I should not use the BRS functionality? Any answer? And why should I use?
So if we cannot use the BRS, we cannot trace the original entries, like whatever the bank GL entries we are maintaining our ERP and the bank original GL accounts, it will not be matched anytime. So that we can use the BRS. So where the check issue not debited in bank, where the check credited but not deposited, this kind of, and GRIR clearing, this kind of like manual reconciliation purpose. For example, so you're telling, your question is you're telling is, so why we are using a BRS means we need to match with the bank statements and as per our ERP statements.
No, Mohan. This is not my question. Okay. My question, why won't you suggest to the client? don't use BRS or use BRS.
Okay.
If client is not using BRS, why? So why they are not using? Why? Because the BRS is the basic functionality we should have, correct?
Yes. So if you are
I
not
don't agree with you without BRS or with BRS. Okay. In my whole life of experience, I never see the client not using BRS. Okay. That is a basic functionality of the accounting. Okay. That should have. Okay. So tell me the enterprise structure. Okay. As you mentioned enterprise structure. So what are the enterprise structures or elements?
So enterprise structure means basically if you are not using the CEO level, then FI level, we need to create the company. Under the company level, we have a different number of company codes. Then we need to assign company code to group of company. Then we can create the business areas. So business area is nothing but branch. We need to maintain one consolidated business area. Then each and every business areas we need to assign the consolidated business areas. And this is the enterprise structure process. And some global settings also we need to additional like a fiscal year variant and posting period variant, status variant.
What about the profit center process?
So that's when we enter the CO level, FICO, then we can use the client controlling area and company and company code.
No, but you use CEO or not, okay?
Yes.
As a FI person, you should know profit center also, correct?
Yes.
Profit center, cost center, that is a basic function.
Profit center is nothing but business area. Instead of that, we can use. Hello, yes sir, please. Looks like something I'm trying to get back into meeting. Hold on, please start. Hello. So there is, I think it is in hold.
Tell me, you are a consultant at the implementation project.
Yes.
Of automobile manufacturing. So you want to design the enterprise structure.
Okay.
So how will you approach?
So that is first we are going to, before implementation, first we will interact with client side people. We need to gather exact client business process, like a client having how many manufacturing units in that each and every manufacturing units, how many manufacturing unit wise storage locations like plants, and the business areas like storage, like particular product storage locations. At the time we need to gather the complete information regarding the sales outlets and any business areas, and based on the for particular geographical area wise, like state wise or district wise, any hierarchy level. So whatever the client using the previous existing business process, we need to collect the entire process. Based on that, as per SAP terminology, we will discuss with the client. This is our existing business. So based on that, we need to implement in our SAP system. So step by step. So however client having entire process, same process way we need to define on manual preparations like documentation. This documentation we will discuss with the client. So if once client will be accepted, we can start the implementation. Otherwise, we need to add someone from based on the client requirement.
No. You are not coming to my answer. I'm asking you enterprise structure, okay, for the automobile industry. Okay. Let's say I am manufacturing 5 different parts of the automobile.
Okay.
So what will be my enterprise structure? Would you suggest as a FI person? Forget about the plant and everything.
Okay. So for example, manufacturing, they are using the 5 different products. So but that is also as per client requirement. If client wants to submit report to the government each and every product wise, then you can create the separate company codes. Otherwise, client use all products within one legal entity level. So then we can create one company and company code. So like that we can create a business area. So whatever that is based on the client business, we can analysis. Then we can start the process.
So you are not suggesting the profit selection, is it?
Yes, profit center also a branch. If you client having a number of branches.
So at what level you will define the profit center?
Profit level at company code level.
Oh, so there will be only one profit center, you are saying?
Hello.
What will be my profit center, I'm asking? How many profit center you will approach to?
So for example, one company we are, for example, client using one company code level, they are maintaining different business area. For example, one automobile company, it is located in India. In India, entire India, there are a number of business. A number of states they are maintaining a business. So each and every state business area we can treat it as a profit center.
Every business area you are saying profit center.
So under the profit center also we need to define segment wise, each and every product wise, material type, each and every product wise also we can create the segment wise.
Have you worked in DRS?
So BRS, manual BRS configuration and
BRS,
EV,
MT940 or MT942, something like that.
Yes, in BRS configuration point, posting rule creation at the time of transaction type, like MT940. In MT940, assign transaction type to posting rules. So that 3 steps are involved, whatever the accounting symbols, account symbols, posting rules, then define the BRS transactions. That up to MT940 updation place are involved in that. Further level identity.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all. Okay.
And all another modules like asset FC. So okay, anyhow, thank you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.